what got you in trouble?
Well, just going into the corner, really not just thinking, not thinking right. And when I got into the corner a little bit, it's like, I've really got bad lines, And then that was the first problem, and then I was just a little too fast in the corner. And the two things mixed, that was nuts.
The two things mixed.
But really, the first thing was just bad lines.
Yes.
That got me in more trouble than me.
Guys, that's what I keep trying to ingrain in you if I can. That's what, if you'd had proper line through the corner, and this gentleman even told me so, if you had the proper line, the speed wouldn't have been a problem. You see? But when you mix the two of them, you're kind of up there, running pretty hard, and then you take a bad line, something comes up, it's like, oh, this is going to be a problem, You're going to have to ride at the pace that allows you room for error. You don't hear anything else I say. You have to ride at the pace that allows you room for error. Unless you think you're going to run a perfect track there, it's not going to happen, even if you have experience. You have to run at a pace that allows you room for error. But especially, guys, I don't care if you've been riding on the street for 20 years. When you come out here, this is a different environment. When you're going faster, you're taking these corners a lot faster than you take them on the street, aren't you? And when you take a bad line through one of these corners, it magnifies that greatly. How many of you guys said you rode on the street? I wanted to share this little bit of information to you because I found it real interesting, and you can look it up too on the internet. You just do a Google search. Look up motorcycleaccident.com. I think that's where I found this information. And they did a study in California that involved, right there in the LA area, that involved about 4,500 motorcycle accidents. That's a bunch of accidents. What do you think they said about braking? One of the primary reasons why these accidents occurred was because of
More braking. Panic.
Probably a lot of those fit. Obviously panic's going to be one of the issues. Any of you ever been in a situation where your body just almost locks up because I can't handle this,
First bug I ever owned was out front of me and locked it up and put it down.
And it's a scary feeling,
When I sit at the grass,
That's what you don't want. They found these were. Look it up sometime when you get a minute because it's real interesting. They said probably the number one thing, and hopefully none of you guys have fit in this category. They said the number one thing that would have helped the guys that got injured was to wear a helmet. You see guys all the time riding down the street, some of them with the helmet strapped to the tail section on their bike. That is absolutely ignorant, in my opinion. I don't know if any of you have ever fallen down just at low speed. I had a real silly thing happen to me. Actually, it wasn't more than it was earlier this year. I just took my bike out of the garage and was going around the corner on it. Didn't have my helmet on or anything. And it was damp outside and ended up spinning it out. Well, what happened in the spin, I fell. And I ended up with a big old knot on my head. And I wasn't going 5 miles an hour. You get on the street and you crash at 40 or 50 or even higher speeds, your head is going to be like a pumpkin. It's not going to survive very well. I had a friend of mine lose his life that way, hitting a curb years ago. It's just not a good thing. But anyway, back to the subject. I'm sorry I kind of regressed there. They found that 92% of the 4,500 people that they did research on, 92% of them had no training. I'm glad you guys are all here. At least you're out of that category.
Right.
Okay? The second thing that I thought was real interesting, and like I say, there's a whole list of things, but these kind of applied to people as what we try to teach, is that motorcycle riders in these accidents showed significant collision avoidance problems. Okay? Most riders would overbrake and skid the rear wheel and underbrake the front wheel, greatly reducing collision avoidance, deceleration. It's kind of lawyer speak for didn't know how to use the brake and they couldn't get the bike stopped. Okay? Guys, that's why I really kind of hammer on you about learning how to use the brakes. If you don't know how to use the brakes, you can't go fast, you can't race, and you can't be safe on the street. You don't want to get into a situation where if you'd only knew how to use the brakes, that wouldn't have happened, you know, and it can be severe, the consequences. They also found the ability to countersteer and swerve was essentially absent. Guys didn't know how to turn the motorcycle. That's what you can learn out here. If you'll keep coming and set yourself to practice. It's neat to come out here and play and have fun and go fast. And it's just kind of a natural occurrence, quite honestly. You get out there and you almost have to tell yourself, okay, cool it, you know? I gotta work on something, you know?
Dave just gave a 10-minute call.
Okay. That's what you want to do, guys. We don't want to take the fun out of it. We want to see you get good at it before it really is fun, okay? Find a corner. I'd recommend going into the rattlesnake right here. Does everybody know where that is? There's several cones set up there on the left side. This is the corner where I'm telling you can brake in and up against the curb right here. You're going to have to really slow the bike down a lot to get there, okay? Find you a mark out here that you know is, you know, that little mechanism inside of you that says, oh, you better start stopping. Okay, I want you to find out where that is on the track and look at it in reference to some, I don't care if it's a big bunch of grass that grows there, or a cone, whatever it is, find that mark. And then I want you to see how fast you can get the bike stopped. Okay, I don't want to see anybody do any stoppies, but I want to see people use the brakes, okay? You'll be amazed at how fast that bike will stop. You'll probably, if you do that and you really easy in, more, let it back out, okay? Don't grab it, just ease it in and squeeze it, and then let it back out. You're probably going to have to use the accelerator to get to the corner if you do it. If you'll do that, you'll learn that. It's going to make you a safer rider on the street. It's going to make you a whole lot faster on the track because you can do it safely, okay? Let's work on the lines, okay? Braking, find a brake marker this time, all right? Continue to work on the lines. Keep your speed down, okay? You can go fast on the straightaway. Coming in those corners, practice your braking. Keep the speed down in the corners, okay? Let's go have fun.